Remember the smells and colors? How's it going, Clone Club, and welcome back. I'm Dusty Mac, and thank you for joining me for this penultimate episode of Season 1 of Orphan Black Echoes. This one is Season 1, Episode 9, Attracting Awful Things. And last episode, there was some almost awful things. Kira killed that woman who worked for Darrow, but then it turns out that, they both missed and they're both okay, and that kind of made him take a breather and like, okay, why are you doing this? And it was because Darrow has her brother who has like a spinal injury, and he's the only person with the technology to help him, so that's why she has to work for him. Unless she's dead. And that's kind of what Kira had an idea for. So she went to the lab, 3D printed her lower jaw with like her dental records, and just torched the car. So Emily died, but she didn't die, and her brother is hopefully safe. Hopefully he's not just like, oh, well, she's dead, take him off the machines or something. But I wouldn't put that past Darrow, because we saw how he was treating his clone or his printout, who he was trying to make take over his life, and he was just berating him because he failed. And he really didn't fail because he was doing what he was asked to do, but Jules just kind of drugged him a little bit and took off. So, he was doing what he was supposed to do, but it doesn't seem like Darrow likes failure very much. Yeah, I just really want to see what we're going to get, and I really want to finish this season and see if it's going to leave us on a cliffhanger like Orphan Black loved to do, or if it's going to kind of wrap up, because I really do hope there's going to be a second season, because I can see this show going in a few different ways, and I would like to see them try to enlarge the universe and include more things and more people. And also, we got Felix back, so that was never a bad episode, right? Hi, kitten. So yeah, I just really want to jump into this episode, and if you guys like this reaction and want to keep seeing more just like it, please make sure you hit that like button for the algorithm, and subscribe, and hit that little bell in the corner, because it'll tell you when my next video comes out, which is usually every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I also do some bonus videos and barely stream. And if you guys want to support the channel financially, the Patreon and everything else is down below, and with the Patreon, you're going to get these reactions full length in a week or weeks before the YouTube audience. For example, right now, you can jump in the TARDIS and go in the future and watch the Season 1 finale of Orphan Black Echoes right now, as well as some patron-exclusive movies, series, and polls. So if any of that interests you, please go check that out. If not, they'll be on YouTube at some point. And yeah, I guess without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight into this penultimate episode of Orphan Black Echoes. This one is Season 1, Episode 9, Attracting Awful Things. Let's do it. Oh, 9, you say? Oh, okay. We're getting the memory. Getting the memory in real time. This won't be fun.
Dad?
This is original little Eleanor, right? What would you do, man? Like, definitely don't want to touch the murder weapon, that's for sure. If you see a bloody knife on the ground, good rule of thumb, leave it alone.
Getting help,
He was still alive.
please.
He was still alive. Finding somebody dead would just... You can't text 911, can you? Finding someone dead would be terrible, but seeing them still alive... Hit it. What are you doing?
Remember through smells. Remember through colors.
The worst song you could possibly ever listen to. At that moment, remember the smells and colors.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so it was just as like...
No ambulance. Have to stop the bleeding.
I'm not. Sandra took Darros' key out of your pocket. What?
That was an interesting way to start the episode. I thought it was bad timing listening to Ghost of You, I believe it's called, by My Chemical Romance. That, never coming home, never coming home, never. That song. That was the literal last song I listened to before I stepped on the bus to go to basic training. And I was just like, probably should not have picked that song to listen to. Well, you didn't get far. You just wanted to trip out a little bit.
There you go.
Did you take the whole
You
thing?
used the whole bottle, didn't you?
What's that gonna do?
Jules, Jesus, I've been worried. Okay, stay where you are. We're on our way.
Kira gets to meet little Jules. Little Eleanor, I guess, but not really Eleanor.
You call an ambulance, and then the cops show up. You know who lives here. I'm gonna need a little help from my old friend Jimmy Jameson.
Whiskey is not a treatment for a gunshot wound.
Yeah, it is. Gotta disinfect the wound and numb the patient. Yeah, you are her dad, so first and foremost, but she loves Lucy. Everybody loves Lucy. Isn't that Raymond? I love Lucy I love Lucy.
Once he sleeps it off, we'll figure out what to do with him.
Now,
I
is he
don't like
LoJack, though? Like,
They could be tracking him.
Darros knows where you live.
that's also very true because you worked for him.
I don't really think you're in the position to be leaving your scientific progeny out in the cold right now.
Kira's very familiar with that.
This is the key to a very secure digital door.
Find the door, break in, and expose this asshole.
Unfortunately, it's never quite that easy.
Jules, meet my aunt, Delphine. Enchantée.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I did not expect to see her. So, are we only gonna get like, and please forgive me, I don't mean to call them this, but like the side characters? Because you know how much I love Felix and Delphine. I ship Delphine and Cosima pretty much throughout the entire series of Orphan Black. But they are, they're not the main sestras. They're just the help, not the help. They are, they're the support characters. Is that kind of what we're gonna be getting from here on out? Is just like, Delphine, maybe Scott. I'd like to see Scott. That'd be cool. I know somebody said like he's working at a pizza place in Toronto or something recently, and that kind of makes me sad. I hope he gets hired for this show. Bring Scott back.
So Felix called you.
They could put 50 years of age makeup on her and she'd still be gorgeous.
I'm Cosima's wife.
Cosima and Sarah are clones.
The clones? Aren't they like 100?
They're in their 60s.
Same thing.
Did you see Eleanor just kept on drinking? She's like, I was a little shit when I was younger.
I'll tell you what I told Cosima a million times. It doesn't matter how you came to be. What matters is your passion.
We gotta see the twins, right? Helena's twins at some point, maybe next season.
Your family's been through much worse. Remember Cosima's dreadlocks?
Oh, she got rid of the dreadlocks? I'd love to see a 60-year-old Cosima wearing the dreads.
She wanted to be here, but she was working.
She's working on She-Hulk.
In my experience with powerful rich people, the first place to look is where they don't want you to know they've spent money.
I know who can help with that. My mom.
A bunch of my buddies and I had the bright idea to take down the man.
Hell yeah, man.
Send a message to Big Pharma. Set fire to a corporate office when no one was there.
But
Except some. Been a warrant out for my arrest ever since.
you're leading a halfway house, though. You think that your name would be out there. Years. Can you imagine that? Just having that weigh on you. And working there is probably his way of, penance.
You still got that contact at DOD, this specific army unit.
Is he looking for CP9? That's where I'm at in One Piece right now, in case anyone cares. Episode 280.
Feels like old times.
You weren't telling me the truth before.
Kira was just left behind and passed around. Now she's in the shit. Because she caused it. She is the one who shed.
Friends meetings. I know what it's like to cross the line. That doesn't determine your future.
This technology, I don't think I can put it back in the bottle.
Someone will always rediscover it.
He's too powerful to regulate.
Too big to
Everybody
fail,
has a
huh?
weak spot.
I'm Neva, Jules' mom.
Was she a Darros exec then? Is that kind of how she was picked?
Wait, can be hacked. I think they locked me out.
Of course.
Oh, Miss Lee.
I have a meeting with these women.
I'll have to check the system. Just wait right here.
Emmanuel, vous avez des enfants?
Wow.
Our son ruined his life, and he intends to empty his trust fund.
Delphine was always...
Allez.
She still got it. She was always just so quick with those stories and the deceptions to get what they want. Plus she just, puts on either the charm or the sadness and everybody melts through her fingers. I would.
I finally feel like I belong somewhere. Like there are people who really know me.
Almost like a sestrahood?
You got bigger things to worry about than me, so get out of here. If they
No,
need you.
I can't, okay? I'm not leaving people.
You gotta choose because you're either leaving with your dude or staying with them. That's kind of the only two options.
Eleanor told me that my dad killed himself. I always carried around this feeling that I did something wrong when I saw you laying there on the ground. She just left him there. Am I the kind of person who could do something like that?
She's also just a child in shock. I mean, you can't blame her for that.
Whatever it is that they've done, the thing that matters is what they do now.
So the past doesn't matter.
Yeah, I hope not.
Kristen really kicked this scene's ass, and so is he.
You might have to make a decision that you don't want to make.
Let him go to save them, I think.
Hey, Jack.
Basically, you're looking for something that looks like a lot of money going nowhere.
The Sestrahood should have like a boot camp or something for every member of their family. At some point, you're gonna have to deal with clones, so here's just a boot camp of how to look through finances and basic espionage.
One single real estate investment.
And how much was the investment?
$44 billion.
That's a lot of money going to nowhere. Or is that just like 44 million in today's money? Because who knows what inflation is like in the 2050s.
Why would Paul Darros want to invest in a tiny piece of coastline?
Surprised it's not underwater by now.
You're gonna have to do this part on your own. Cher. I have to get back to casino.
I want the old cast in the show, but I know it's a different show with a new cast.
Everybody makes mistakes. I often say to children, but sometimes we need to hear it again as adults.
She's gotten wise in her graceful age. We'll see her again. I hope. I really do hope. I want to see a Sestra. Give me a Sestra. That's all we want right now.
Thank you for coming.
I didn't come for you.
What?
Jack also made a decision, didn't he?
Can a man get a little privacy?
I'm going to be crying quite a lot, and I don't want you to see this. It's that Orphan Black music. I love it. 44 million to a tiny little shack on the coastline. Damn. Definitely like an underwater base, right? Was that a power line? If so, that looked like a thick-ass power line. For a tiny house like that, they're either growing a lot of weed in a small space or there's a base.
Oh, Christ.
He must have nicked a vein.
A big one.
The artery.
You need to go to the hospital. Better arrested than dead.
The hospital.
Eh.
Whatever happens, happens here.
Get some of that magic powder dust and sprinkle it on there. The mashed potato flakes, sprinkle those on there. It'll heal right up like Wolverine. Just looks like a shack. And it's gonna alert anybody as soon as that's used, right?
Key detected.
It's those tanks.
Welcome. Incorrect thought pattern to your attempt.
Thought pattern?
It's an underwater server farm.
The
That's
subsurface
interesting.
temperatures keep everything cool.
Individualized password encryption based on
Fractal patterns of cognition.
Gotta have a thought?
A memory only Darros has.
There's another Darros there. Can you get many Darros there in time? And does he have the right memory? Or is he unlocking it right now with his drug binge?
Kira found this thought machine that Darros has, and we need you to be him to unlock it.
I can't be him.
Thought all you wanted was to be him.
Did he figure out who he really is?
That was before.
You saw something.
You could talk about this in the car on the way there. Come on, you got 23 minutes.
It's terrible.
Then help us.
You said you were typo negative at the hospital, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if all clones pronounce whatever. I hate that word. If they're all typo negative, or if that's just like an Eleanor thing, so they all have typo. They could just print typo negative blood, couldn't they? What memory is it gonna be? I mean, you got 2 shots in 2 minutes.
Xander, come here. Quick.
Just focus on the image, Xander.
Oh, focus on that picture and that elicits the memory.
His skull wasn't able to fully close. Can you fix the calibration? Yes, but what about him?
Oh.
He'll die.
He's still alive like that? With his brain
Let
oozing?
nature take its course.
It's so gross. It's like a prolapse brain.
Good evening, Mr. Darros.
Nice.
Believe it, we're in.
That's the memory he chose, is him letting one of his printout just die? How many attempts did they make? Is he like the second one or the 22nd one? Who knows?
It's medical records.
Whose?
Everyone's.
Everyone? Dude's in a clean suit. That's the one-eared man, isn't it? Oh! I'm surprised he wasn't knocked out. Dude went face first into that glass table. Oh no. She's in the military, so she can hold her own, but I don't know if that little girl's gonna kill that guy. What is that? What is that? Is that like just knockout?
That special forces training is no joke, huh? Where's Lucy?
Why do you want her?
Because she's not human. Killed a friend of mine, actually. It's not just a job for me.
Come on, Charlie. Back of the head. She doesn't know how much noise she was making.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the one that killed your buddy.
It's every procedure, doctor's visit, imaging, for everyone in the whole country going back decades.
He accessed 12 full body scans. Names are encrypted.
GP scan.
We have to figure out who they are.
Thank you.
And this is where he...
What?
What is it?
Charlie.
That's where the season finale comes in. Let's go! Oh, you gotta love it. Alright, everybody, that was Orphan Black Echoes Season 1, Episode 9, Attracting Awful Things, I believe it was called. And in this one, it starts off really emotional, and we actually get to see that memory of Eleanor, young Eleanor, you know, the one that looks like Jules. She found her father, and I thought that was horrific enough, to be completely honest, but he was still alive. Like, he looked at her and he kind of, you know, shook his head like, don't help. Can you just imagine seeing your father like that and just... I mean, since she went to go call 911, but your dad says don't help, and your teenage, literally shocked brain, you just put on that song, and it's like literally the worst song she could have heard at the time. But yeah, that definitely would have ingrained a memory. Like I said, finding your dad dead is just bad enough, but seeing him like that would be even worse. And that's why that memory, I think, was so strong that it pervaded multiple iterations of Eleanor. And then, Jack came and helped the dude with the shot leg, and they got Lil Darrow to come and open up this mind lock, which I thought was... There should have been more time on the clock, because like Boston's a big city, and for them to get to from wherever they were to there just seems like it wouldn't be doable in that amount of time. But I did like how when Lil Darrow overdosed on the drug and it made his memory kick in, he knew what those symbols were. Now, those 4 other people that they pulled up for the medical record, I wonder if they have anything else to do with the symbols. Like, I bet there's other locations with other locks like that, you know what I'm saying? And maybe like one lock is for the Captain Marvel logo, one lock is for the rocking chair, another lock is for the whatever. I'm not sure. But I'm sure we're going to find out, hopefully in more seasons. But speaking of seasons, I just want to jump into the season finale right now. So remember, if you guys like this reaction and want to keep seeing more just like it, please make sure you hit that like button for the algorithm and subscribe and hit that little bell in the corner, because it'll tell you when my next video comes out, which is usually every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I also do some bonus videos and barely stream. And if you guys want to support the channel financially, the Patreon and everything else is down below. And with the Patreon, you're going to get these reactions full length in a week or weeks before the YouTube audience. For example, right now, you can jump in the TARDIS and go in the future and watch the season 1 finale of Orphan Black Echoes right now, as well as some patron-exclusive movies, series, and polls. So if any of that interests you, please go check that out. If not, they'll be on YouTube at some point. And yeah, that's going to do it for me tonight, guys. So thank you so very much for joining me. You know I love and appreciate every single one of you. And remember, if you're going to go outside, wear a mask, don't be an ass, and I will see you all next week for the season 1 finale of Orphan Black Echoes. I can't believe we're already there. That's crazy. It's like I just started this 2 days ago. Take it easy, guys.
Remember Casima's dreadlocks?